Tesla. Oh, yeah, a decision was made, as you can see. I really don't want to do one of those like YouTuber grand reveals where I show you the car in black and white and I make you stay to the end to hear the details or whatever. If you don't care about the actual video and you're just curious what I ended up getting, it is a 2018 Toyota Tundra. Two owners now. One owner before me, 45,000 miles. I mean, that is a truck, baby. Bro really moved out of LA, sold the Tesla, moved into the mountains and bought a big ass truck. I'm slowly reaching my final mountain man form. No, all jokes aside, I do wanna yap for a little bit. Quick yapping spree. So let me pull out of this garage. This truck makes the garage, which is huge, look small. See, doesn't that just look normal? Seeing the Toyota logo, seeing the trees, seeing the dirt, seeing the forest. That's how it was supposed to be, man. Look at that, 0.2 miles per gallon. I might as well be driving a Tesla. One thing I do want to say and make clear is that I really don't want to be like one of the materialistic, look at my new car, look at my new truck YouTubers. That being said, it is something that I wanted to document, especially since the last video I was literally asking you guys what I should get. So I wanted to kind of share the decision I came to and why. I just wanted to do it kind of correctly and say my appreciation and sort of avoid like the what 2017 me would do, like what 2017 me did with the Audi, buying my $50,000 dream car at age 17, like that. I don't want to do that at all. Very thankful and appreciative that, I mean, A, I was able to get what I got trading in the Tesla, and B, I was able to get such an amazing deal on this and make it happen. Hopefully that gets my message across. I really don't, I was on the fence about making this video in the first place because I didn't want to come off wrong. That being said, let's talk about it. I mean, it's only fair if we sit on the tailgate, because I guess I could sit in the trunk in the Tesla. I think I talked about it in yesterday's video actually, but I'm pretty hesitant on doing the whole like look at my car content in both selling the Tesla and buying the truck. I almost didn't share any of it and just kind of let it all happen behind the scenes, and then I realized that, you know, as much as I don't want to be a YouTuber, I'm still a YouTuber at heart. So I did choose to document it. I just do want to focus on doing it, you know, gratefully as opposed to douchebaggily. Yesterday is when I posted the video mentioning that I'm thinking about selling the Tesla and getting a truck, asking you guys what I should get. Realistically, this whole process has been going on for a couple weeks, maybe a little bit longer, a month or two. It might seem super quick and spontaneous online, but a lot has been going on. I've been looking into things for a while. Freshman year of high school, Toyota Tacomas were what everyone wanted, myself included. I've always loved Tacomas. My dad had one since I was a pretty young kid, and then he sold it and ended up getting another one that he still has present day. Again, always loved Tacomas. It had never made sense for me to own a truck up until now, essentially. When I was living in Santa Cruz, which is when my YouTube career sort of started, and I was actually able to make my own money and buy my own car. At that point in my life, I was young, 17. You give a 17-year-old some decent YouTube money, and he's not going to do anything smart with it. So that's when we ended up with the 2013 Audi S4 that I got wrapped gold and purple, and I loved that car. I missed that car. Don't miss who I was when I got that car. I was not going for utility back then. I was going purely for image. Oh, I drive an Audi, like that type of thing. And then I owned that for a couple years, and then I figured it was time to mature, and Teslas were cool back then. In 2020, I sold the Audi and got the new, at the time, the 2020 Tesla Model 3 base range. I bought it for pretty much exactly what I sold the Audi for. So that was pretty much a direct swap from gas car to EV. There wasn't the Elon hate that there was today. It was like Tesla was just Tesla. It wasn't like Elon had no play like he does now. And then I owned that car for 2 years. That was my only car that had ever appreciated in value. After owning that car for 2 years, I sold it for a profit after putting 40,000 miles on it. And with that profit, I was able to not fully pay it off, but have a huge chunk of money towards the Tesla that I just sold, which was the 2022 to Tesla Model 3 performance. While I loved the 2020 Model 3, it had like, I think 200-mile range, but real world, you're looking at 150-mile range, which it wasn't very practical for doing road trips. And I still couldn't get the young kid out of me that wanted the fastest 0 to 60 we can get. Oh, I don't need a truck, I want fast. So that's why I went with the Tesla Model 3 performance. It was 0 to 60 in 3.4 seconds. It was absurdly fast. And that was also when, like, COVID times, gas was $7.50 a gallon in LA. And I knew that we were getting solar at the house in LA, so EVs, an EV just made so much sense. Loved that car, still do love that car, despite, you know, Teslas get a lot, I don't even think Teslas necessarily get hate, Elon gets a lot of hate. Despite all of that, like, I had pretty much zero issues with that car, and I really did like it. That being said, I like to think that I've sort of grown out of a lot of the traits that I wasn't happy about with myself years ago. I can pretty confidently say I've matured into someone that I'm a lot more proud of and a lot, you know, more comfortable being me and sharing myself. And with that, especially with moving up here and the way my life is going and what my passions and interests and desires are, and not having solar up here, like the EV didn't really make too much sense. They're definitely not going up in value, that's for sure. And I just wanted a truck. So I'd always loved, like I said, I had always loved Tacomas. I had heard nothing but amazing things about reliability, which was my, like I even said in yesterday's video, that's my #1 criteria is reliability. And that's what I loved about the Tesla, is it'll get you from point A to point B with little to no doubt that you won't make it there. And I'm willing to sacrifice gas mileage for that. I'm willing to sacrifice comfort and luxury for that. Like, I just want reliability. Over the past couple of weeks that this has been going on behind the scenes, I'd been talking to friends, and I was pretty dead set on a Tacoma. And then I talked to a couple of friends of mine that could not recommend a full-size truck enough. Because I had driven my dad's Tacoma as a teenager. I've driven my friend's Tacomas. Like, I thought that was the truck for me, but I had never driven a full-size truck before. And that's sort of when I started looking into things that normally I didn't think I would be interested in. F-150s, Ram 1500s, Silverados. I've been test driving all sorts of things: long bed, short bed, crew cab, double cab, single, like, I've been test driving everything to see what makes the most sense for me. The first full-size truck I drove, which was a Tundra actually, I sat inside, I was like, oh, this is what a truck feels like. Pretty much was sold, not necessarily on a Tundra, but was sold on a full-size truck, the first full-size truck I drove. I went back to the Tacoma that I was about ready to pull the trigger on and move forward with the trade, and it felt like small and claustrophobic, and I was like, it's a full-size truck, it has to be. So then I switched to only driving full-size trucks, Tundras, Ram 1500s, Silverados, like what I was saying, those were the three I was looking at. I started talking to more of my friends, and then even you guys solidified it with yesterday's video. At the end of the day, I saw a comment that made me crack up. Hold on, let me read it. People are very opinionated about a lot of things, but trucks in particular, and I just knew that asking what truck I should get was going to be a shit show in the comments. It really wasn't, and mostly every single comment was actually very helpful, informative, and unbiased. And the top comment on yesterday's video, I pinned it. I was cracking up. Two comments I want to actually talk about. The one that I pinned is the homie Vrochill says, truck talk is civil in the comments. What type of community has Garrett created? Free, although everyone is so chill. It was the polar opposite of what I expected the comment section to be. Everyone was amazing, and I actually learned a ton from you guys in that comment section. I want to thank you guys for being civil and informative, and I really do appreciate that, and I'm really proud of the community we've made here. The second comment that I want to talk about was from the homie Lopwith, and he says, don't sell your grandfather's truck. You can never buy a truck like that again new, and they were built different. The engineering was blah, 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 blah. The Ranger, which I had mentioned, was my grandfather's work truck, and he recently passed away. It was my dad's dad, and of course I talked to my dad before even debating selling the truck. That truck was handed down to me because at the time I had the Model 3 Performance, but I needed a truck, so it made so much sense to have that truck. We both decided that it was the right thing to do to sell the Ranger and sell the Tesla and buy a more utilitarian vehicle, such as like a four-wheel drive truck. I started reading your guys' comments and started thinking about it, and it's like, let's say I get top dollar for that truck, which right now the market's like $5,000 or $6,000. Is that really worth it? Like, it's a lot of money for sure, but I mean, it's a 2000 manual Ford Ranger with 40,000 miles on it it's been, you know, barely driven because it was my grandpa's work truck, not his main truck. And you guys are right, like, it's very hard. It's like the stock 240. It's really hard to find such a pristine gem of a truck. After thinking about it for a while, it's like, if I'm able to get a real truck without selling the Ranger. I think that is the right thing to do. So I wanted to thank you guys for kind of solidifying that in my brain too. So yeah, should we talk about the specs of the truck a little bit? Keep in mind, I'm not a huge truck guy at all, and as a matter of fact, I would consider myself the opposite. For me, this is pretty much strictly like I said, like a utility vehicle. It is a tool for me that I need in my life right now. I had heard mixed things about the newer both Tundra and Tacoma engines, which is what the twin turbo V6 for the Tacoma, and I don't even know what the new Tundra motor is, but I had heard fantastic things about the 5.7 liter V8, which is what this has and a lot of the older models have. Does it get good gas mileage? No, not at all. But like I said, I'm willing to sacrifice that for reliability and essentially like a very nice bulletproof engine, as long as it's, you know, cared for and maintained properly. Do I have a boat that I'm going to be towing around? No, I don't yet, at least. And it's like, I got the big boy cab. So I mean, this thing is so spacious in both the front seat and the back seats. Originally, I was pretty set on just what would it be called, like the dual cab that had the 4 doors, but it had the smaller back doors. And then I sat in one of these things that feels like I'm in my bedroom back here. Who knows how long I'm gonna have the truck. When I get things like this, like utility things, I like to plan very long term. Am I gonna own this for 10 years until I drive it into the ground? Who really knows? I don't have the best track record with keeping cars for longer than 2 or 3 years. That being said, I do want something that I can grow into if that's the route my life goes. Taylor and I want kids. Do we want kids soon? No, not necessarily, but we do want kids. We need space, essentially, or we will need space in the future. I don't have a boat, nor does a boat seem remotely practical or reasonable anytime soon, but what if it is in the future? I want to be able to tow that thing with ease. And then, I mean, the actual use case is that I can tow the 240. Like, if I get a trailer, I can tow the 240 to track days or whatever if I want to. Again, it's like, did I really need a full-size truck? No, but I wanted to be able to grow into it and put it to use when or if needed. I think that's most of what I wanted to talk about. I mean, I thought it'd be kind of cool just to let you know on the decision that I decided on and show you guys. I want to go drive everywhere now. I want to go camping. I want to get a camper shell for it. It has the little fiberglass cover, which is really cool, so I can actually store things in there relatively securely. But yeah, I mean, I want like a camper for it. I want to take it camping. Like, I want to go do adventurous things now. Yeah, I mean, I think that's kind of everything I wanted to talk about. I don't want to make this video longer, more unnecessary than it needs to be and than it already is. Mainly, I'm super stoked with the conclusion that we came to, and I could not be happier with the way that everything went. My good homie Joe, I don't know if he watches the YouTube videos, but he works at a car dealership, and he was able to walk me through kind of, I was at the car dealership for 9 hours. I got there at noon or around noon, and I left around 8:45 p.m. I had never gotten a car from a dealership before, and I knew they could be kind of scummy in terms of, you know, overcharging and that type of thing. So like, I went into it knowing that. I didn't know how gnarly it was, man. 9 hours of negotiating, and I literally walked out and was like, yeah, if we can't agree on this price, we're not gonna do it. Left, and then sure enough, I got the text that my homie said I was gonna get. Oh, let's make a deal. They also said that they were gonna subscribe to my channel and watch my videos. So if you guys are watching this, appreciate doing business with you. Sorry for being a pain to work with, but I'm glad we were able to reach a very fair deal. Yeah, thank you guys for the help and the comments and the advice, and obviously the truck community is not all going to agree that I did the right thing. That doesn't really matter. I did what I believe is the right thing for me, which is all that really matters. Appreciate you guys watching. This is the next step of my evolution, getting out of LA and kind of really turning into what I'm proud of and who I want to be. I don't know if you can hear the jackhammer in the distance, but we're currently getting new flooring for the house, which is really exciting. Been crazy busy lately, but a lot of cool things are happening, both just in my life as well as content-wise. Corey and Dale from Keen Ramps get here tomorrow. Also, the shop is getting painted tomorrow. The trim and siding is done. Tomorrow is going to be hectic because they're going to be doing the flooring tomorrow, the painting tomorrow, and Corey and Dale are going to be here building the ramps tomorrow. A lot going on. I've been getting 5-6 hours of sleep every night, but like in a good way. I've been loving it. I've been so occupied. My brain has been thriving. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. Catch you next video. Peace out.